Hi friends, it's Liz here at Liz the Paper Project. So today I am super excited about this video. April at PinkOddBird is doing a junk journal challenge, and I was so excited when I saw that on her channel. She's got a couple hashtags that you guys can follow. Collect Yo Junk, JJ Throwback 2020, or junk journal, and I will link her videos below of what she's gotten started with. I got so excited, you guys, because I've been wanting to go back to basics for a bit now. So I'm not sure where this video is going to go, but I'll definitely show you how to quickly maybe gather pieces to put your own junk journal together. I'm also going to link below some journals that I have made in the past that are also very junky. And I'm showing you the one I'll be working in, which I'm super excited about. And I'll probably also kind of do some decorating with the cover. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see with timing. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Hi, April, if you're watching. I'm looking for your chips. I'm still hunting those down for you. Okay, back to this journal. Sorry, back to the video. So the challenge basically is to try and make a journal with real junk stuff. So, you know, staying away from cardstock, scrapbook, digitals, that kind of stuff, and use things that, you know, you actually get in the mail. I think this junk journal community has been for me forever because I am a collector of things, and I've always collected paper and, you know, things that have some sort of design, color, etc. to them. So when I first started junk journals, this was, oh my gosh, a few years back. And if you've been following me since then, thank you so much. You are so awesome. Oh, I'm doing my 10K giveaway soon, so keep an eye on that. It's a little late, but it's going to be a good one. Okay, back to this. See, I don't know where this video is going because I just wanted to film something not at all thought out, which might not have been a good idea. Okay, so this was my first junky journal. And as you can see, I mean, I've kept it because I love going back to remembering what I did. As always, I started with a paper bag, and I love paper bags. If you guys know me, I try and add those to everything. I put this together with some duct tape, a little twine, and just stamps and magazine page cutouts, that kind of thing. I'm trying to see what I have in here so look at this, 2016. So for this one, I used a giant envelope, which could have been the cover, and I just sort of, you know, left it open so I can tuck things in. I did add this image inside so that it could have some sort of color. I was using cardstock with this one as it seems. And then of course, this was my first kind of like ideas journal. What I do with my ideas journal, and I have a couple going, but I will link a video below to my latest one, I guess the most recent one. You basically add ideas that you have seen somewhere that inspire you. So for example, at that time, I guess this idea had inspired me. I'm trying to think what else, you know, cutting the, making edges to some of the pages, using envelopes in quirky ways. And this is repurposed envelopes. Oh, my Tim Hortons bag, you know, I kind of gathered that there. And, you know, just ideas that I had when making this journal. So as you can see, it's an easy binding, which means I can take pages out and put pages in. And this is how I got started with making them, because I wanted to do something quick. So I also have some binding ideas for journals, very easy. I will link that video below. I'll actually put the playlist to my tutorials because I believe that's where a lot of them are, and also my beginner junk journal ideas if you guys wanted to check that out. So that was my start. Okay, this is my first junky journal, and I remember the back. I loved it because I had received this in the mail for like I think we get like, at the time it was like a debit card that could give you points so you could get money to watch movies. Okay, that was the whole thing. So this is the envelope for it, and I kept it because it had the popcorn, and I made a little tuck spot with it. This was my initial attempt at watercoloring. My daughter could have done this, and you know, of course I did that. So anyways, I like to keep these because it's a reminder of what inspired me to get started in this community, you guys. I am so like, I'm going to treasure this, even though, you know, I don't even look at it as often as I should, because this was my start. This is my beginning of my junk journal journey. Okay, so next I created this one, and I do have a video showing you how I gathered the pieces to put this one together. At the time, because this is an older video, I didn't show you guys the binding, but I have since added a couple of videos showing you how I bind journals. I think I've got a 3-hole pamphlet stitch one for sure from start to finish. And I also have some that are easy binding. Again, you don't need to stitch. You don't need to, you know, a staple. I've got those. I will link those below if that's kind of what you're interested in seeing. But this, I can't show you in it now because I've filled it and it's all personal stuff. But as you can see, it was made with an envelope. And I mean, I filled it. I wrote in it the whole thing. This one's done. Like I said, I'll link that below. So I'm going to now show you what I have done for my journal that I'll be using for the challenge. And it wasn't tough to gather the pieces because I've got them everywhere. What I was trying to figure out is what size I wanted. Do I wanted one that I could make with a cereal box? Do I want one that I could have made with some other sort of box, or a large envelope? I couldn't quite get to where I wanted to go, but I thought I wanted to maybe do something smaller. And I want this to kind of be like an artsy kind of journal. I'm not even sure, you guys. I'm following April, so I'm seeing what she does and what other, you know, what the others creatives are going to be doing with their journals, and see what inspires me to go with that. But as you can see for this one, I have used a paper bag, of course. And the challenge is to try and use things that you haven't purchased for a journal. And so, of course, I have so much of that because, like I said, I kind of gather things as they come in. You know, I like the color of something or the design, and so I'll keep that. So very wonky. I'm trying to make this very, like, not structured, if you know what I mean. So I'll be adding a lot of things to this one that are just, I mean, I want movement, I want flow, I want texture. That's sort of what I envision with this journal. My first page is the bottom of a tissue box. Okay, I collect these like crazy because I'll see a design and then I'm loving the colors and stuff. And so what I'll do is I'll use the ends of the boxes, you know, as tuck spots. I will use pieces as you know, to add to pages. So that's kind of an idea for tissue boxes. I never thought I would love tissue boxes as much as I do now, but that is sort of my first page here. I haven't decided if I'll be using the flap as a tuck spot or if I'm just going to tear it off. I don't know, but I'm showing you guys the process of how this got started. Of course, envelopes. Oh my gosh, right? We are gearing up to tax season, so we're getting a lot of these really gorgeous colored envelopes from the government. So I, of course, decided to add one. Book pages. Okay, I was hesitating about adding book pages because I know that we're supposed to be using junky stuff, right? But I have so many book pages because I have always collected books. You know, sometimes you'll see a book and it's got like it's tore up or the cover is just not good, etc. So I couldn't get rid of them. And I know my mother-in-law brought me a bunch of books a long time ago. And so, of course, I've got pages and pages and pages. So I had to add book pages because to me, that is part of a junk journal. You're reusing something that would have ended up in the landfill, really, recycled, right? This is packaging, and it even has like a little bit of the washi tape on it. So I would have received this, maybe wrapped something that came in, and I kept it, and I thought this is the time to use it. It's a little bit thicker than a paper bag. This page here, as you can see there, my husband's company, they used to use a lot of these kinds of invoices for projects that they were working on. And when they finished, there was like 3 or 4 copies of them. And then once it was all done, after so many years, they were just going to trash them. And so I just kind of said so many years. Yes, I've had these for so many years. But I like the fact that, because there was like 3 different layers. There was like green, yellow, pink, and white, you know. So every person got whatever copies. And so there were so many pink ones and I didn't want to throw them out. So I've backed them to each other so that I can use them, you know, to write on and like as scratch pads really. But I thought I needed to add one of those to this journal, or maybe I'll add more eventually to others. I'm not sure. More envelopes because they always come in junk mail with advertisements or bills, etc. This was another kind of page that my husband, again, they have these giant pages that they use in like designs of I'm not going to go into explanation, but as you can see here, these are, you know, the backs of the pages that they kind of, they need this part and eventually they don't, so it gets recycled. And so of course I have a box of those and I thought I need to use that. That to me is junk that I can use. More envelopes. This I think may have been from a bag, maybe. I think so. It's you know, so anyways, this is kind of a piece that I had decided to use that. Again, another envelope here, you know, I just kind of covered the address with masking tape. Another book page, more of that packaging that, you know, when you order some things. And then a piece of a calendar. I've always loved, you know, when I get calendars or, you know, I use them for the year, etc. Sometimes you miss a month or you don't do something to them, and or you get them in the mail. I get those too in the mail. This one was one of the ones that we got in the mail, and I just, you know, tore it up and used it. So this is my base pages, you guys, for my junkie journal. I'm making, like I said, a small one. I'm not sure. I think this might be like artsy kind of related. I might just do a lot of arts stuff in there, but I don't know yet. It might go vintage. I have no idea. However, I wanted to show you guys just some other things that you know, you could use. Like I said, the envelopes, you know, I kind of covered up details here, but you can use the large envelopes that you get in the mail. There's a lot of these notepads that come in, for me anyways, and I get these often from advertisements, like real estate advertisements and that sort of thing. So I keep those because I use them as scratch pads, or I think I'm just going to cut some things up and use them in my journal as well. More envelopes, of course. This was more packaging for paper. I thought I was going to make a page of this, but I forgot to add it, so there's that. More paper bags. You know, when you purchase something, etc. I either re-gift them, so like I'll use them and, you know, put a gift in for someone else. But now that I'm making journals, they're like prime material. What else do I have here? More advertisements that I've just kind of folded together and attached. So this would be like a nice large journal page. So if I'm sort of gathering pieces here, you can see this is the other page of the calendar that I was telling you about. I love the fact that there's images here, and I know there's something about calendars that you can't use to sell, etc., but of course you can use them in your own work. These are some of the other pages that I mentioned to you guys, the pink pages that I kind of backed back to back, and then these are more of those pages that I mentioned that are those large plans, right? So all these you know, I could use in any project. Other things you could use is packaging that comes in from when you purchase something. This was for bedding, so there's that kind of stuff. So tags, you know, whenever you know, we purchase something and there's tags and I like the shapes, the designs. I was thinking I wanted to use these for something, but they're so shiny. I'm not sure what I could do. I have a lot of these as well. So that's just sort of my breakdown of what I'm thinking, you know, what I used in this one and what I could use for other projects as well. And I'm debating now if I'm going to, yeah, I think I will. So now I'm just going to try, and this might change. And I'm just gathering my little drop sheet here that, I mentioned to you guys, I like to cover my surface whenever I'm working. I'm thinking that I want to start the cover. Now, this is another thing that I'm just going to do a quick tip for you guys. And I hope this comes out how I want it, you guys, because if it's not filming properly, I'm just double checking my camera here. I can't do it again. Okay. Most of us use acrylic paint, okay? And I've had this for a long time as well. You know, my daughter uses this often in her work, the kids in school, etc. But I prefer, whenever I can, I use chalk paint because it dries super fast. And you don't have to wait for, you know, to heat dry too much. Like you can put it aside and it dries super quick because it's got that chalky finish. I have a lot of chalk paint because before I started getting into junk journals, I used to upcycle furniture, and there's this whole thing with chalk paint and chalk finish painting, you know, furniture, and it just comes out so beautiful. And I used to kind of do that. So I've got lots of stuff left over. And again, I was thinking about, you know, what April was saying with trying to not use supplies that you have purchased. And of course, I mean, I purchased a lot of paint in my past, but check this out. This is just how I spread my paint sometimes, because it just dries super quick. You're kind of putting in a base layer, and I'm not sure again where this is going with my journal, but I did want to cover up the logo a little bit. And as you can see, you guys, it's just, you know, just having fun with it. This is really what I love about the junk journal community, all us creatives, that we can come up with making beautiful things out of pieces that come in the mail or packaging that, you know, we get from when we purchase items. And like I said, this is sort of my paintbrush, because I find that whenever I'm trying to cover a large surface, the plastic cards work so well for spreading the paint and for giving you like a really nice kind of messy finish, which I love. So I hope you guys take part in this challenge. I hope that I've given you some ideas. Like I said, I wasn't sure where I was going with this video, but I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I wanted to show you, I wanted to kind of join the challenge and just sort of, you know, let you guys know that this is what I'm doing and how I came up with my ideas and how I come up with my ideas. And hopefully this inspired you guys to also get started with yours, because you guys, I've never had so much fun crafting than when it's just making something awesome out of junky stuff. And like I said, it's just, for me, it's excuse me, it's relaxing. It is, you know, a little bit of time that I take to myself to just sort of center myself with things that I've always enjoyed, and, you know, seeing something beautiful come out of it. And, you know, this to me is beautiful. It may not be to you. This would be something that you wouldn't get into, but I thought I would get started and show you guys how I love to make junk journals. And I hope that I gave you guys some inspiration. I'm definitely going to be checking out everyone else's videos as well that has joined the challenge. April, my friend, awesome challenge. I love it. I usually don't join challenges, you guys, because I don't want to feel the stress of not being able to keep up. But I'm seeing this as a very relaxed, enjoyable process, and just using whatever you have on hand that you could combine to make something awesome with. So if you guys like this kind of video, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to let me know what you enjoyed about this, or if you have seen my other videos, you know, what you think about them, as well as what other kinds of, you know, parts or processes you want to see from this. Like, I'm thinking, should I just show you guys the finished project? Is that something that you guys want to see? Or do you want me to come and kind of show you the process of pages as I kind of go along with them? I don't know. You guys let me know. Again, you know, filming is not necessarily very easy for me, because of course I've got kids and, you know, dog and husband and all that stuff. Life gets in the way, in a good way. But I'll definitely try and film as much as I can if you guys want to see more of this style of journal. Okay, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the share, and I will see you guys with, I guess, the next part of the challenge. I'll wait to see what April's steps are, what we're doing next, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much for stopping by.